Hey guys, this is gamingwithtape, and today you join me for another episode of Subscriber Designs, and today we start with a stock car sent to me by Jonathan, and this is actually a exploration vehicle, as it's explained. The map looks kind of different. Yeah, KSP 1.4. Talking of KSP 1.4, it's got a bunch of these kind of new textured structural parts, which makes it look really nice. Yeah, they updated that in 1.4, I guess. And yeah, so it's an exploration vehicle. You can see we've got our Kerbal cockpit in here. I think there's actually two seats, but in separate bits, because they don't like each other. Yeah, it's got a bunch of scientific equipment on it. I guess let's take it for an explore. Now, it's not particularly fast, because it's an exploration vehicle. This is not a race car. So I think you can go to the hills instead of the KSC, because if we're exploring, you know, it doesn't seem to roll too much, which is nice. I think it's that, yeah, these are weights on the bottom to keep its center of mass really low, so it doesn't look like it would roll that easily, which is nice. That's a big problem with exploration vehicles. If you've seen my Project Luna series, you'll know that I pretty much flip moon rovers instantly, which isn't super great. Oh, is there some fuel cells in here? Does it have fuel cells? No? Okay. I think we just have limited electric charge then. Oh no, it has solar panels. Okay. Even better. That would be pretty lame if it got less counterweighted. So yeah, so it's a pretty nice way of stopping it roll. And ooh. But if you go too fast, obviously it will roll. And yeah, it's just quite a nice vehicle. It's nice looking. I reckon it will be pretty useful on lighter worlds. But let's go and see how it does exploring Kerbin. Turn those lights on. Oh, nice, we've got some lights. No real lights, but I guess we're exploring, so we don't need anyone to see behind us. Alright, we're getting up to the hill now. We're at a fair clip. I wonder if it'll make it up the hill. I gotta say, this would be it's a pretty steep hill, but if it's an exploration vehicle, you know, if this is a Land Rover, the ultimate exploration vehicle, because, you know, yeah, the Land Rover Defender is the best exploration vehicle. Anyway, it should be able to get up this. I actually have a bit of a feeling that it won't, though, because it's quite heavy. But we're gonna try. This will be the test. Ooh, it's slowing down. It is slowing down pretty hard. Ooh, I don't think it's gonna do it. I don't know, man. All right, let's try and get over here. Oh, ooh. Okay, maybe I can go up this way. No, it's gonna slip back down. Oh shit. Does this have like? Can I put more thrust on this? Does it have traction control? Alright, yeah, it is four-wheel drive. Okay, no, I reckon I could probably amble up this. That's okay. Driving right up that slope, it's a pretty steep slope. But yeah, if I can get over this ridge, it is a bona fide exploration vehicle. The test for VTOLs is landing on the VAB. The test for exploration rovers is getting over this ridge. Anyway, well, I'm driving up here because I do want to do this. I said a couple of weeks ago in episode 7 of Project Luna that episode 8, the finale of Project Luna, would be up by now, and it will be something amazing. And it is something amazing, but it's not up by now because it's so amazing that it's almost impossible. So I'm working on it, but it's almost done. I reckon it'll go up sometime next week. It's been a pretty been pretty all over the place with videos this week, you know. Sometimes I just have busier weeks, especially now, dissertation and shit. But hey, we're getting over this ridge, so that's good. But yeah, so in the next week there should be the finale of Project Luna, and hopefully another episode of Kerbal Rising. But I'm tired, man. Anyway, okay, right, yeah, gotta get over the ridge and down the other side. That's the test. All right. It's not that steep down the other side. Well, let's get it up, speed and roll it. I want to see how roll durable this is. Alright, here we go. Let's get up to some speed and see if it'll roll, and if it does, if it'll break. Got a nice antenna on here as well. Could go a long way. And roll! Ooh. Well, pretty tough. Lost the antenna. Won't be able to tell people I've rolled. Not bad. Pretty tough little vehicle. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. Thank you to Jonathan for this. It is quite slow, but pretty good. So, the next craft we're looking at is something a little faster. This comes to me from Kronos Aerospace, and it's a unconventional plane design. And it is pretty nice. It has a pretty good sound to it. I guess they updated the sound of the jet engines in 1.4. But yeah, it's got a forward-pulling jet engine design. It's got... Oh, no, please, no, oh my god! I doubt I'll need that. Alright. So yeah, it's got a forward-pulling jet engine design. It's just got all of its... I don't know what its roll... control. Oh, okay, so it actually also has a couple of control surfaces in the front. But where are the roll control surfaces? Because they're not in the back. They must be tucked in here somewhere. Is there something moving in here? It's hard to tell. But anyway, yeah, so it has fairly minimal looking control surfaces, but it's ridiculously maneuverable because it has these advanced canards on the back and a couple of flaps in the front to control it, and then some roll control somewhere. Could actually just be cabin torque. Yeah, if I turn off cabin torque, still has roll control. Who knows? Anyway, but yeah, this is a really nice plane. It's extremely maneuverable, but very controllable. So you can just kind of throw it around however you want. And how well does it yaw? Probably not great. But yeah, I'm gonna fly it around a bit. Maybe try and get it through the bridge. That is obviously the test of a good plane. So we'll figure out all the tests today. The test of a good VTOL, of course, land on the VAB. Test of a good exploration rover, get over that ridge in under 10 minutes. And the test of a good plane, fly under the bridge. I guess a big plane will have a different test. Although, send me a Boeing 747 and I'll get it through the bridge. You say that like you do it all the time, but no, you're gonna kill a lot of people. Alright, okay. So I'm gonna do a big up, a big loop, a big up. Let's go up and over. Made me think of up. Now I'm sad. Watched that film Coco, actually. Talking to Pixar movies, which is I think what this video was about, Pixar movies. Coco was kind of shit. Well, no, it was a good film. It was just kind of, it was really slow, and then the end was really sad, and I did cry because, oh my god, he loved us so much. Okay, now I'm sad. But yeah, Coco, good film. Well, okay-ish film for a kid's film, but a really sad ending, which made up for it. Okay, we didn't get through the bridge, but thank you to Kronos Aerospace for that. That was the, what was it called? The Kronos BT2 Dryzac. And yeah, so that was that. That was my review of Coco. Pretty good, pretty sad. Probably skippable. Anyway, let's move on to the final thing in this episode, which will require us to go to KSP 1.3.1 because versions. So the last craft I'm looking at today is the K-Soyuz, which comes to me from Jack, and it's a really nice rendition of the Soyuz rocket, using only stock parts. So we're launching now, but before we go to space, I thought I'd take a little look at the abort test, and it worked perfectly. It was like a tiny burst. You probably didn't even see it, but it was a tiny burst of the abort system, and it just escapes the rocket really cleanly. Takes out all the Soyuz stuff, then you can decouple everything and land your capsule. It's a really nice working abort system, I have to say. I was wondering if it would work with that fairing, but yeah, it really did. And then we land and get to see the solid rocket move to landing system in action, and it looks rather nice. Anyway, let's go to orbit now. So into 4x time accelerator, we launch the Soyuz rocket. You can see the 4 strap-on boosters looking rather Soyuz-y, and actually the engines in the rocket don't gimbal. There are extra engines, little radial engines, which act like the vernier thrusters in the real Soyuz, which is just a really nice detail. It would have been really easy just to use gimbaling engines, but this is really going for realism. It's a really detailed Soyuz, actually. I really do like it. And of course, when the boosters run out, we will see that Korolev cross as they decouple. So we're into 1x time accelerate, so we can see that properly. And there they go, they flame out, and we fire up the, we decouple the stage, and it just separates beautifully. Very spinny, but a Korolev cross nonetheless. Anyway, back into speed, and it's time to go to orbit to take our crew to, well, wherever they need to go, because we have 3 crew, of course, a Soyuz consisting of the command and descent module, and then also a little bit of extra living space on the front, which is pretty nice. So I'm just using the main booster to get myself going really fast. It could take me all the way to orbit, but for the sake of realism, I'm going to ditch it with a little bit of fuel, ditch the fairing and everything, and move on to the second stage. You can get a nice look at the capsule now, with the little bit of living space on the front, which does look rather nice. We are moving into the dark, but we'll see it properly in the day, no doubt. So now we just have to do a small burn to get ourselves into orbit, because, well, it's a very capable rocket and a rather light payload. But now here we are. We'll get rid of that second stage, take a look at the little orbital maneuvering system as we have there. Of course, the Soyuz consists of the service module with the engines and everything, the command and descent module, and the living space on the front. And now we'll have a nice look through it. We've transferred our crew, one of our crew, into the living space just to chill out, get away from the others. They're really annoying. And yeah, this also includes a couple of solar panels. It's it's monopropellant maneuvering system, a big payload of, a big service bay with a bunch of, I guess, these science containers in there. Those could, I guess, represent equipment you could be bringing up to the space station and all of that. And yeah, a couple of antennas. Shame I don't have like an ISS up here or something to go and dock to. But I really do like this. Actually, when I was playing KSP a long time ago, I would always build kind of Soyuz style kind of craft like this because I really liked them, and those would be my standard transport systems to the to my space station. Wasn't really international. Are there countries on Kerbin? I guess there are in most of my series, but anyway, now it's time to go back. We need to hopefully re-enter the atmosphere rather nicely, and then land, hopefully with those little payload assist motors, so that, those solid rocket motors, so that it'll be nice and gentle, so that we can land on land, because of course there isn't a ton of accessible ocean around Russia, I guess. Anyway, just decoupled all of that now. We're actually moving towards the living space, so we spin the capsule to knock that away and get ready to descend. But yeah, I guess Russia can't really, maybe it's very northern, the ocean would be very cold around Russia, I guess. And actually, when the Russians launch rockets, they have to kind of steer them around China, because they're not allowed to fire missiles over China, weirdly enough. Anyway, we re-enter fine. We'll see the service module streak past its screaming speed, and everything else just sort of burn up a bit. And we're going to go and land in the desert. I picked that partly, mostly on purpose, and then get a nice shot of the descent there, much like the iconic shot of the Soyuz coming down over the desert in Kazakhstan, I guess. And then we're going to come in and land and try and hit the solid rocket motors at the right time, but I fail, so I reload the game, and because I want to land properly on the solid rocket motors. But yeah. Anyway, we'll see that now, and I actually do nail it. I actually got it right first time with the abort system, but it's hard you want to fire them just above the ground. But anyway, that is the end of the episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any craft you want to submit for, Fighter Jet Showdown or subscriber designs, you know where to send them, gamingwithtape@gmail.com, and everything else. And yeah, I'll see you next time.